A loud bang, a storm, a businesswoman stranded on a deserted road, desperate. Olivia Harper thought she'd hit rock bottom until three strangers, teenagers, stepped in, bringing something stronger than money: kindness. Can a small act change the world? Join us to discover Olivia's journey, where a blown tire leads to miracles no one could foresee. Don't look away, this story will touch your heart. Hit like, share to spread the word, and subscribe to our channel for more meaningful stories. Let's dive in. Rain poured down as if it meant to swallow the deserted road whole. Olivia Harper stood beside her white Lexus, her expensive gray suit now soaked through, mud caking her high heels. The howling wind whipped through the wheat fields, making her shiver. The front right tire had blown out, leaving a shredded piece of rubber on the pavement. She opened the trunk, staring at the spare tire and toolkit, a wave of helplessness washing over her. Her phone had no signal. The dashboard clock ticked forward, 1 hour left to make it to the meeting that would decide her company's fate. Damn it, why today? Olivia muttered, slamming her hand on the trunk. She didn't know how to change a tire, had never needed to. In her world of skyscrapers and polished boardrooms, someone else always handled these things. But now, in the middle of a storm, she was alone. Old memories flooded back, her mother walking out when she was a child, leaving her with a lingering fear of abandonment. Olivia shook her head, trying to push the thoughts away. Don't panic, there's got to be a way. Suddenly, a burst of laughter cut through the roaring rain. Olivia looked up, squinting through the downpour. Three small figures emerged in the distance, pedaling bicycles on the muddy road. They wore tattered raincoats, streaked with mud, but their laughter was radiant, as if the storm were just a game. As they drew closer, Olivia realized they were teenagers, around 16 or 17, two boys and a girl. The tallest boy, with curly hair and sharp eyes, stopped his bike in front of her. "Wow, you look like you're fighting the whole world out here," he called out, flashing a wide grin that showed off his white teeth. Car trouble? Olivia blinked, slightly wary. She wasn't used to sudden friendliness, especially in a place this remote. "Yeah, blown tire," she replied, her voice clipped. "But I'm fine. You kids keep going, don't get any wetter." The girl in the group, her hair neatly braided under her raincoat hood, hopped off her bike, shooting the tall boy a look. "Malik, don't scare her. She looks like she's about to cry." She turned to Olivia, her voice gentle. "I'm Aisha. This is Malik and Jaden. We're coming back from basketball practice and saw you out here, so we want to help." Jaden, the smaller boy, wearing an oversized green raincoat, piped up. "Gotta say, Malik spotted you first. He was all, 'Look, someone's stuck in the storm.' Me, I just wanted to get home to my mom's cookies." Malik glared at his friend, but the corner of his mouth twitched upward. "Shut it, Jaden. She doesn't need to hear about your cookies." He turned to Olivia, more serious. "I know how to change a tire. My dad taught me. You got a spare?" Olivia hesitated. She looked at the three teens, muddy raincoats, beat-up bikes, and wondered why they'd stopped. In the city, no one helped a stranger without a motive. But Malik's earnest eyes softened her guard. "In the trunk," she said, pointing to the car. "But are you sure? It's pouring." Aisha shrugged, a mischievous smile on her face. "We're already wet. A little more won't hurt." Olivia opened the trunk, pulling out the spare tire. As she grabbed the toolkit, an old photo slipped out, landing in the mud. It was a picture of her and her mother, taken 20 years ago when they were still smiling together. Olivia flinched, bending to pick it up, but Aisha was faster. "Oh, is this you?" Aisha held the photo, curious. "You look so happy. Who's the other person?" Olivia snatched the photo, shoving it into her pocket. "It's not important," she said, her voice trembling. Memories of her mother, the fights, the abandonment, stabbed at her heart. She turned away, hiding her emotions. "Please, just fix the tire." Malik sensed her tension but didn't press. "All right, I got this." He knelt by the tire, inspecting the damage. "Looks like a nail got it. Good thing you didn't keep driving, or the rim would have been toast." Jaden, holding the bikes, chimed in. "Malik's a pro at fixing stuff, ma'am. He even fixed Mrs. Carter's delivery cart for free. She keeps calling him a genius. Jaden, focus, Malik snapped, though his tone betrayed a hint of embarrassment. He grabbed the jack from the trunk and started lifting the car. Aisha, hand me the wrench. Aisha rolled her eyes but passed the tool, acting like I'm your assistant or something. She turned to Olivia, whispering, don't mind Malik. He's all serious, but he's got a big heart. His dad, he was the best mechanic in town before he passed away. Olivia glanced at Malik, carefully removing the tire. She noticed a maturity in his movements, as if he carried the weight of an adult's responsibilities. You learned from your dad? She asked, her voice softer. Malik nodded, not looking up. He taught me when I was 10. Said knowing how to fix a car is like knowing how to take care of people. He paused, his voice lowering. Now I just try to make him proud. Olivia was taken aback. She hadn't expected a 17-year-old to carry such a story. She watched Aisha and Jaden, working seamlessly with Malik. Aisha studying the car, Jaden passing tools. They teased and laughed, but the job flowed like a well-oiled machine. The rain still roared, but their presence made the space feel strangely warm. A sudden clap of thunder boomed, and a flash of lightning lit the sky. Olivia jumped, nearly dropping the photo again. Aisha grabbed her hand, reassuring her. Don't worry, ma'am. Thunder's just loud. We're right here. Olivia looked at Aisha, surprised by the girl's natural ease. You're not scared. This storm, no one wants to be out here. Jaden let out a big laugh. Scared? Sure, but Malik kept saying, if we don't help, who will? He's the type to mess everything up just to play hero. Malik shot his friend a look, but his lips curled slightly. One more word, Jaden, and I'm tossing you in that puddle. In 15 minutes, the tire was changed. Rain continued to pour relentlessly, but the desolate road now felt less bleak. Olivia Harper stood beside her white Lexus, watching the new tire installed by 3 teenagers, Malik, Jaden, and Aisha, with a mix of astonishment and relief. Thunder still rumbled in the distance, but the bright laughter of the trio seemed to drown out the storm's ferocity. The car was ready, and she had 30 minutes to make it to the meeting that would decide her company's fate. But right now, Olivia wasn't thinking about the billion-dollar deal. She watched Malik wipe his hands on his muddy raincoat, Aisha carefully stow the wrench in the trunk, and Jaden bounce beside his bike, humming a self-made rap. You okay? Aisha asked, noticing Olivia standing still, her hand clutching the family photo in her pocket. You look like you just saw a ghost. Olivia managed a faint smile, trying to hide the emotions welling up inside. The photo, her and her mother from 20 years ago, was like an old wound reopened. But the kindness of these teenagers made her feel different. A spark of warmth crept into her heart, which had been frozen for so long. I'm fine, she said, her voice hoarse. I just didn't expect you to pull it off. Really, thank you. Malik shrugged, a slight smile on his lips. Told you, ma'am, it's just a tire. My dad would laugh at me if I couldn't handle this. Jaden jumped in, his tone teasing. Yeah, but your dad wouldn't laugh if he saw you soak those new basketball sneakers. Your mom's gonna kill you, Malik. Aisha shot Jaden a look. Hush, Jaden, not everyone's obsessed with shoes like you. She turned to Olivia, her eyes mischievous. Don't mind him, ma'am. Jaden's only good for eating and rapping badly. Olivia let out a laugh, the first time all day she felt a weight lift. Their playfulness reminded her of her younger days, when she and her mother used to laugh together, before everything fell apart. She shook her head, pulling herself back to the present. You kids saved me. I don't know how to repay you. She reached into her purse, pulling out a stack of cash, several $100 bills, the kind of money she typically used to solve any problem. Take this, she said, holding it out to Malik. It's the least I can do. Buy yourself something, new shoes, whatever you want. Malik looked at the money, then shook his head, raising a hand to decline. No need, ma'am. We didn't help you for cash. Olivia frowned, surprised. But you deserve it. You took the time, got soaked like this. She trailed off, looking at Aisha and Jaden, hoping they'd agree. You must need something, right? School fees, books. Aisha smiled, shaking her head. You really don't get it, do you? We didn't do this for a reward. It's just the right thing to do. Jaden, fiddling with his raincoat drawstring, chimed in. Yeah, and if Malik wanted money, he'd have charged Mrs. Carter for fixing her delivery cart. He keeps playing hero for free. Malik glared at his friend, but his voice stayed calm. Jaden, one more word and I'm chucking that old tire at you. He turned to Olivia, his eyes serious. My dad used to say kindness is the only thing that's free but priceless. If I take your money, it's not kindness anymore. Malik's words hit Olivia like an arrow. She stood frozen, still holding the cash, feeling as if she'd been challenged by something far deeper. She thought of her mother, who once believed in kindness, who taught her that helping others was a way to heal oneself. But life, betrayals, struggles to climb the corporate ladder, had made Olivia forget that. She looked at Malik, searching for a counter-argument. But why? Why help a stranger like me? You don't even know who I am. Malik shrugged, his eyes shining despite the rain on his face. Because if no one starts, the world's gonna stay a lousy place. I don't want to live somewhere where everyone only looks out for themselves. Aisha nodded, adding, plus, you looked like you really needed help. I saw how you held that photo like it was your whole world. She paused, her voice softening. I don't know your story, but I bet you used to be a kind person, right? Olivia blinked, feeling as if Aisha had seen straight into her soul. She wanted to say something, but her throat tightened. The photo in her pocket felt heavy, a reminder of her mother and the years she'd spent running from the past. You kids, she started, but didn't know how to continue. Jaden, sensing the tension, roped the moment with a joke. Come on, ma'am, don't look so sad. If you want to repay us, just buy us some pizza. But no pineapple. Malik hates pineapple. Malik shot his friend a look, but his lips twitched upward. Jaden, you're a walking disaster. He turned to Olivia, his voice firm. You don't owe us anything. Just drive safe, and don't forget that photo. It means something to you, doesn't it? Olivia nodded, her hand instinctively touching her pocket. She looked at the three teenagers, soaked raincoats, rickety bikes, but their eyes glowed with conviction. She slipped the money back into her purse, her voice hoarse. I don't know what to say. You kids are something else. Aisha winked. Everyone's something else, ma'am. Sometimes they just forget. She hopped onto her bike, waving. Drive careful, and don't run over any more nails. Jaden laughed loudly, huddling after Aisha. Yeah, next time we're charging you, ma'am. Malik was the last to leave. He looked at Olivia as if wanting to say more, but only nodded. See you around, ma'am. Then he pedaled off, his figure fading into the rain. Olivia stood there, watching the three teenagers disappear, their laughter echoing in the wind. She opened the car door, slid into the driver's seat, but didn't start the engine. Her trembling hands pulled out the photo, gazing at her mother's face, and for the first time in years, she felt a tear roll down her cheek. It wasn't rainwater. The rain had eased as Olivia Harper drove her white Lexus into downtown, but her gray suit remained soaked, streaked with mud from the desolate road. The dashboard clock showed 10 minutes until the meeting, just enough time to reach the gleaming glass skyscraper where a $2 billion deal awaited. This wasn't just a contract, it was her tech startup's last chance to avoid bankruptcy. But as she parked in front of the entrance, her mind wasn't on numbers or presentations. The image of Malik, Jaden, and Aisha, three teenagers in muddy raincoats with radiant smiles, kept replaying in her head. Malik's words echoed, kindness is the only thing that's free but priceless. Olivia stepped out of the car, her high heels squishing on the wet sidewalk. The doorman, an older man with a polite smile, hurried to hold an umbrella over her. Goodness, Ms. Harper, you look like you swam through a river, he said, his tone teasing. Everything okay? She nodded, forcing a smile. Fine, thanks, Charlie. Just a long day. She touched her pocket, feeling the family photo, her and her mother from 20 years ago, still there, slightly damp from the rain. Aisha's question resurfaced. I bet you used to be a kind person, right? Olivia shook her head, stepping into the elevator, trying to focus. "I've got to pull this off," she muttered. For the company, for everyone. The boardroom on the 45th floor was a sleek, modern space with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city skyline. Olivia's team, 5 young employees, all visibly tense, arranged documents. The investors, a group of 4 middle-aged men in expensive suits, sat at the head of the table, scrolling phones and whispering. When Olivia entered, the room fell silent. An older man with silver hair and a piercing gaze looked her up and down. "Ms. Harper, I hope your pitch is better than your appearance," he said, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "You look like you rolled through a mud puddle." She clenched her jaw, memories of her early startup days flooding back, when she was mocked for being a young woman in tech, called naive or an outsider. She took a deep breath, standing tall. "Mr. Reynolds, I drove through a storm to get here. Now, shall we discuss saving the future of tech, or keep commenting on the weather?" Her team exchanged surprised glances. Reynolds raised an eyebrow but nodded. "All right, Ms. Harper, impress me." Olivia launched into her presentation, her voice sharp, her data airtight. She spoke about the potential of their new AI technology, how it could revolutionize healthcare and education. Slides flashed by, numbers aligning perfectly. But as she spoke, her mind wandered. She saw Malik kneeling by the tire, Aisha handing back the photo, Jaden joking about pizza. Their selfless kindness made her question, what am I fighting for? Money, prestige, or just to prove I'm not a failure? An employee, Sarah, noticed Olivia's pause and stepped in. "Ms. Harper, want me to cover the financials?" Olivia shook her head, regaining composure. "No, thanks, Sarah. I'm good." She pressed on, answering every investor question with her usual precision. After a tense hour, Reynolds stood, extending his hand. "Ms. Harper, you've done well. We'll sign the deal." The team exhaled, erupting in applause. Sarah hugged Olivia, whispering, "You did it. The company's safe." But Olivia only nodded, her smile strained. She stepped onto the boardroom balcony, watching the light rain dust the city. This success should have thrilled her, but she felt hollow. She pulled out the family photo, her fingers tracing her mother's face. What would Mom think of me now? A woman chasing money, forgetting family? Suddenly, she noticed something. Tucked in the photo was a small, handwritten note, scrawled in messy pen. Olivia unfolded it, her heart racing. It was Aisha's writing. "Call home. Someone's waiting for you." She blinked, tears welling up. How did Aisha know? The girl must have slipped the note into her pocket when handing back the photo, as if she'd seen through Olivia's pain. Olivia returned to the boardroom but skipped the celebratory drinks. She sat alone in her office, neon lights reflecting off the glass. She recalled Malik's words, "If no one starts, the world's gonna stay a lousy place." For 10 years, she'd built her company, conquered every challenge, but what had she lost? Her mother, who once taught her about kindness, was where now? Olivia hadn't called home since their last fight, when her mom begged her to slow down, live true to your heart. She picked up her phone, her finger hovering over her mother's number, but she couldn't press call. I don't deserve it, she thought, but the image of the 3 teenagers, soaked raincoats, uncalculating smiles, made her pause. They'd helped her, a stranger, expecting nothing. Maybe, just maybe, she could start over too. Olivia stood, gazing out at the city. She knew this deal wasn't the end. It was the beginning of something bigger, not money or power, but the connection she'd forgotten. Clutching Aisha's note, she whispered, "Thank you, kids. You're right, I have to start somewhere." The next day, Olivia Harper drove her white Lexus back to the quiet rural road where she'd been stranded with a blown tire. Early autumn sunlight spilled golden across the wheat fields, illuminating the small town she never thought she'd return to. The $2 billion deal had been signed, her tech startup saved, but a lingering emptiness clung to her. Aisha's note, "Call home. Someone's waiting for you," rested in her pocket, a reminder that material success couldn't fill her heart. Today, she wasn't here for a tire or a reputation. She was here to find Malik, Jaden, and Aisha, the 3 teenagers who'd changed how she saw the world. Olivia parked near a public basketball court, where a few kids tossed balls at a rusty hoop. She spotted Malik instantly, his curly hair and tall frame unmistakable as he coached the younger boy on shooting. Aisha sat on a bench, reading a book, while Jaden bounced around the court, rapping a song he'd made up. When Olivia approached, Aisha looked up first, her eyes lighting up. "Ms. Olivia," Aisha called, snapping her book shut. "What are you doing here?" Another flat tire. Malik and Jaden turned, surprise. Jaden let out a big laugh. "Whoa, lady, you're all about adventure. Which tires busted this time?" Olivia smiled, warmed by their playfulness. "No, the car's fine this time. Thanks to you." She paused, her tone turning serious. "I came to say thank you. You did more than fix a tire. You reminded me of something important." Malik shrugged, wiping sweat from his forehead. "Like I said, ma'am, no big deal. Did you make it to your meeting?" "I got there just in time," Olivia said, her eyes twinkling. "But I'm not here to talk about meetings. I heard the town has a community center that's about to shut down. I want to help." Aisha exchanged a glance with Malik, a touch wary. "The community center? How do you know about that?" "I asked around at the general store," Olivia admitted, smiling. "They said it's where you hang out, but it's low on funds. The roof leaks, the playground's broken." "I think I can do something." Jaden jumped up. "You mean fix it? Are you, like, rich? A billionaire or something?" Olivia laughed. "Not quite a billionaire, but I have enough to help. You saved me. Now it's my turn." Malik crossed his arms, his gaze probing. "You sure about this? We didn't help you to get paid back. Besides, the center's not just about money. It's the heart of this town. You don't live here. How do you get that?" Malik's words made Olivia pause. She saw not just maturity in him, but a fierce protectiveness for his community. "I don't fully get it," she admitted, her voice earnest. "But I want to learn. You showed me kindness can change everything. I want to do the same." Aisha smiled, still cautious. "Okay, Ms. Olivia, but you gotta meet Ms. Grace. She runs the center and, well, she doesn't trust outsiders easily." They led Olivia to the community center, a weathered building with peeling shingles and a playground overrun with weeds. Inside, Grace, a woman in her 50s with salt and pepper hair and tired eyes, was sorting papers. When she saw Olivia, she stopped, crossing her arms. "Who are you?" Grace asked, her voice sharp. "And why are you here with the kids?" Olivia stepped forward, offering her hand. "I'm Olivia Harper. These three helped me when I was in trouble. I want to repay them by supporting the center." Grace didn't shake her hand, her eyes narrowing. "Support? You think we need pity from some city woman? Or are you here to polish your image, snap a few photos, and disappear?" Olivia blinked, caught off guard by the bluntness. She glanced at Malik, Aisha, and Jaden, who stood quietly, waiting for her response. "I'm not here for photos," she said, her voice steady. "I'm here because these kids taught me that helping doesn't need a reason. This center matters to them, to this town. I have money, connections. Let me help." Grace raised an eyebrow, unmoved. "Money doesn't fix everything. We need someone who cares. What do you know about this place? About the kids who come here every day, the families struggling?" Olivia took a deep breath, Aisha's note flashing in her mind. "Not much," she admitted, "but I know what it's like to lose something important. I haven't spoken to my mom in 10 years because I was too busy chasing success. These kids reminded me there's still time to make things right. I want this center to be a place where they, and other kids, never feel abandoned." Malik stepped forward, his voice soft. "Ms. Grace, she's for real. I trust her." Grace looked at Malik, then at Olivia, her gaze softening slightly. "All right, but if you're serious, I want a real plan. The roof, the playground, the classrooms, all need fixing. And I want you working with us, not just throwing money from above." Olivia nodded, a surge of determination rising. "Deal. I'll call contractors, sponsors. We'll do this together." Aisha clapped, her smile beaming. "See, Malik, I told you she was good." Jaden piped up. "As long as the center gets new AC, I'm calling you a superhero, Ms. Olivia." Malik shot his friend a look, but a smile broke through. "Don't let Jaden scare you off, Ms. Olivia." That night, Olivia sat in the town's motel, calling her mother for the first time in 10 years. Her mom's voice trembled over the phone, full of tears and forgiveness. "You're home," Olivia whispered, gazing out the window. She knew the road ahead wouldn't be easy, convincing Grace, working with the town, fixing the center, but for the first time, she felt she was on the right path, thanks to 3 teenagers who'd lit the way. 2 months later, brilliant sunlight bathed the small town, where the once dilapidated community center now shone like a jewel. The new roof gleamed, the playground sparkled with colorful slides, swings, and climbing structures. Inside, classrooms were equipped with computers, interactive whiteboards, and shelves brimming with books. Olivia Harper stood in front of the building, no longer in an expensive gray suit but a simple blue shirt, holding a coffee from the local diner. She watched the gathered crowd, children laughing, parents chatting, teenagers playing basketball on the new court, feeling a fulfillment she'd never known. Today was the center's grand opening, and Olivia had organized a festival for the whole town to celebrate. Banners hung everywhere, reading, "Together, we build the future." Malik, Jaden, and Aisha stood near the playground, pointing and laughing as kids scrambled up the slide. Olivia approached, smiling. "What do you think? Worth the effort?" Aisha turned, her eyes wide with excitement. "Ms. Olivia, this place is like a dream. I can't believe this is our old center." Jaden bounced around, high-fiving Malik. "Lady, this new basketball court is fire. I bet our team's winning the championship this season. You gotta come watch us play." Malik shot his friend a look but couldn't hide his grin. "Jaden, don't make her regret helping us." He turned to Olivia, his voice earnest. "Seriously, ma'am, I didn't think you'd pull this off." "Thank you." Olivia shook her head, her eyes warm. "No, Malik, thank you. If it weren't for you, I'd still be chasing money, forgetting what really matters." She paused, looking at the crowd. "This isn't just a building. It's proof that kindness can change everything." Grace, the center's manager, approached, holding a bouquet of wildflowers picked from a nearby field. She handed it to Olivia, her voice far softer than their first meeting. "Ms. Harper, I was wrong to doubt you. You didn't just fix the center. You gave this town hope." Olivia took the flowers, touched. "Ms. Grace, I'm just getting started. These kids, Malik, Aisha, Jaden, they're the ones who inspired me. I just followed their lead." The crowd began gathering around a small outdoor stage. Olivia stepped up, holding a microphone, facing dozens of eager faces. "Hello, everyone," she began, her voice slightly shaky. 2 months ago, I was a stranger, stuck on the road with a flat tire. 3 young people, Malik, Aisha, and Jaden, stopped to help me, not for money or fame, but because they believed in kindness. They taught me that success isn't about wealth, it's about lifting each other up. She looked down, seeing Malik blush, Aisha beaming, and Jaden throwing up a victory sign. The crowd roared with applause. Olivia continued, "Today, I'm announcing a scholarship fund for the town students, starting with the 3 who changed my life. Malik, Aisha, Jaden, you've earned it." The trio froze, stunned. Aisha covered her mouth, tears in her eyes. Jaden shouted, "For real? I'm getting a scholarship." Malik stood still, his eyes glistening, as if thinking of his father. But the surprises weren't over. Malik stepped onto the stage, holding a small object wrapped in a handkerchief. He handed it to Olivia, his voice hoarse. "Ms. Olivia, I kept this from that day. I think you should have it." He unwrapped it, revealing a piece of the old tire from her blown-out Lexus. "I saved it to remind me everything can be fixed, even what seems broken." Olivia blinked, tears streaming down her face. She hugged Malik, whispering, "Thank you. You don't know what this means." The crowd cheered, many wiping their own tears. As the festival continued, kids raced around the playground, parents enjoyed food from local vendors, and music played from a student band. Olivia stood beside Grace, watching the scene. "Ms. Grace, what do you think this center will be like in 10 years? Grace smiled. "I see kids growing up to be like Malik, Aisha, Jaden." and maybe even like you." Olivia laughed, but her heart swelled with a strange joy. She looked at the sky, where white clouds drifted, and thought of her mother. After that call, her mom had agreed to visit. Today, she was on her way to the town. Olivia clutched the tire piece, feeling she'd finally found home. That evening, as the festival ended, Olivia stood outside the center, watching light spill from the windows. Malik, Aisha, and Jaden ran up, a bit shy. Aisha spoke first. "Ms. Olivia, you'll come back, right? Not to fix stuff, but to hang out with us." Olivia smiled, nodding. "I promise. You gave me a new family." Jaden jumped in. "Sweet, but next time you gotta try my mom's cookies. Better than pizza." Malik glared at his friend but grinned. "Ms. Olivia, if you need a car fixed or a heart fixed, call us." Olivia hugged them all, her heart full. As she left the town, the center's lights glowed behind her, like a flame that would never fade. She knew this wasn't the end, but the start of a new journey, living for kindness, for those she loved, and for herself. The story of Olivia, Malik, Aisha, and Jaden isn't just about a flat tire or a renovated community center. It reminds us that kindness, even as small as helping a stranger, can light up an entire community, heal wounds, and transform lives. The biggest lesson from this story is, you don't need to be rich or powerful to make a difference. All you need is a heart ready to start. Now, it's your turn. Share in the comments. When was the last time you did something kind for someone? How did this story make you feel? Your thoughts inspire us, and we'd love to know where you're watching from. Don't forget to hit like if you loved this story, share it to spread kindness, and subscribe to our channel to catch more inspiring stories. See you in the next video. Let's keep lighting up the world together.